Hey everyone, welcome to another video by Python Pool. Let's continue with our series in Matplotlib in Python, which is a great module for data visualization in Python. Today we're going to see some more plots. First of all, we'll be seeing contour plot. Okay, so contour plot is sometimes called level plots, are a way to show three-dimensional surface on a two-dimensional plane. So we'll be defining this type of program today. I have my file ready. I'm just going to import the required packages, like importing the pyplot package from matplotlib as plt. After that, let's import numpy also as np, and then we're gonna define the xlist. Xlist is nothing but we are going to call line space function from numpy, and my range would be from -3 to +3 with a gap of 100 units. Same for the y list. Let me copy this one and paste it here and change it to y list. Okay. After that, let me define another function x and y, which would be based on this x list and y list. Let me define it capital, and it is nothing but I'll just call the mesh grid function from the np, and then just pass this x list. So I'm just basically creating the mesh of these lists. After that, I'm just going to define the z function, which would perform some operations, like I'm just going to perform square root operation on this x and y, but not only x and y, but x square plus y square. Okay. And after that, let me define the figure and axis in the subplots function. Let me call the subplot function from pyplot, and let me give the parameters as 1 and 1. After that, let me call the contour function and store that in cp variable. So we are defining the contour plot, so let me call the contour function, and let me pass the x, y and z. That's what we are defining for today's graph. Okay, now I have passed the data. I'm just going to give the color bar to this figure. So let's give the color bar to this cp, and after that, let me set the title also. Let me set the title as filled contour plot, and after that, I'm just going to call the show function, and that's it with this program. We are ready to run the program. Let's hit save. Let's see if it runs perfectly fine. And yes, it runs perfectly fine. There was a slight missing as we missed the function. I think where we missed the function. It is not 12, it is 2. That's it. Let's hit save. And we got the same plot we saw in the presentation. Okay. Now jumping to another plot, that is quiver plot. So quiver plot is nothing but it displays the velocity vectors as arrow. So it has the vector velocity is a vector quantity, and we represent a vector quantity with a arrow. So in the representing the vector quantity in the graph is known as quiver plot. So we give certain properties to the quiver function, and it represents the graph for us. So let's see in Python how we define the program for this type of graph. Okay, for this too, I have a empty file. I'm just going to code that file. Let me import the required packages once again as plt, and let me import the numpy also as np, and then I'm just going to define the x and y values just as we defined in the previous program. Let me call this meshgrid function, and it is nothing but I'm using simple arrange function. So I'm just going to give the values that would be range from -2 to 2 with the gap of 0.2 for the x1, and same for the y1, but the gap would be different. So let me just copy this here, let me paste it here, and let me make the gap as 0.25. Okay. Now I'm just going to define the z function based on this x and y, and it should be nothing but x into, just going to call this exponential function from the numpy, and just going to pass x minus of x square minus y square. So this is my function value, and after that let me give the gradient values, that is v and u. So let me call the gradient function from the numpy and pass the z and the value 0.2. These are the gradient values 0.2. Okay, and after that, if I am ready with the x, y, v and u, I'm just going to call the subplot functions for defining the figure and axis. Plt dot subplots function, and I'm not going to give the any of the parameters. Now in the q variable, I'm just going to call this quiver function for the quiver plot, and just pass the x, y, v and w values, v and u values, sorry, pass the u here and then v. And after that, let me just call the show function, and let's hit save. Let's see if it runs perfectly fine. And yes, it runs perfectly fine as we saw in the presentation. Now after quiver plot, let's jump to the box plot. Quickly jump to the box plot. So box plot is nothing but, it is also known as whisker plot, but it displays a summary of a set of data containing minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and the maximum of data. So you know this type of graph, we have a mean here, median in between, and mode in the last. So it is just based on the mean, median, mode stats. So let's see this type of graph in Python. Okay, I have a file. Let me define the program to the file. Let me import the required packages. Now import numpy also as np. Now after that, let me call the random function from the numpy, and let me pass the, and let me seed it to 10. Okay, so let me just seed it to 10, and then I'm defining the collection of the variables. Since in the presentation we saw there was the 4 collections, so I'm just going to define the 4 collections individually. So this is my collection 1. It is nothing but, I'm just going to call the random function from the numpy again, and then normal function, and just pass the required set of data, that is 100, 10 and 200. So it is 200. So it is my first set. Let me define the another 3 sets also. Let me just copy it here, paste it 3 more times. Let me change it to 2. It is 2, and then it is 3, and then it is 4. And let me change these datas. If it is 100, then it is 80, and this one is 30 as per my data. You are free to use this data or decide your own, play with it. It is very easy, not so much hectic. And then it is nothing but 70 and 25. Okay, this is my data collection. Now I'm just going to define the list for this collection, and just going to append it, call collection 1, collection 2, collection 3 and collection 4. So it is basically the list of the collections. Now I'm just going to call the figure function in the figure variable. So let's call the figure function here, and let me just, after figure function, let me call the add access function. So let me create a variable x and just call the add access function, and let me pass the default parameters for it. There is 0, 0, 1 and 1. And after calling these 2 functions, let me call the box plot function right now in the bp variable. So let me call this box plot function, and let me give the data set as a data, and let me just call the show function. That's it, and I think we are ready to run our program. Let's see if it runs perfectly fine. And yes, it runs perfectly fine as we saw in the presentation. Now after box plot, let's jump the last plot for today's video, that is violin plot. just like the box plot, Boolean plots are similar, but they show the probability density of the data rather than the range of the data. They show the density of the data. So let's see this type of program in today's video. Now I have an empty file. If it is just like a box plot, I'm just going to call all of this data, copy it. For the same data I'm defining the graph, just like to call the Boolean plot function here. Okay, so that's it. That is the only change in our program. In the box plot and the Boolean plot, that is the only change, that we need to change the function itself. And if we save, run our program, let's say if it runs perfectly fine. Okay, there is a misprint. It is not OI, it is IO. Let's hit save. Let's see if it runs. And yes, it runs perfectly fine as you saw in the presentation. Okay, after these two plots, after these 4 plots, we are ready with the end of the video. So thank you. Have a great day ahead.